noticed that this little video here isn't gaining a lot of traction next to some of my other videos. I didn't know if it was because the picture was like of a bunch of old guys. Let me scroll down and see if I see it here in the sidebar now. Oh, well, I've got it skipped ahead a bit because I can't play the picture on the YouTubes and such. So, a bit because I can't play the picture on the YouTubes and such. So, there I am. Hold on. Let me stop me. A bit because silence myself. Oh, thanks for all the new followers today. Hi guys. Over on the D Lives. That's nice. Thanks guys. Okay, so I just wanted to kind of rehash this because, well, for one, hello, see my nice new shirt that my hubby got me. Give me liberty or give me death. Well, that's one. Come on, Lady Liberty, hello. But two is part of literally my favorite speech of all famous speeches of all time. It's literally my favorite speech ever. Just because of like what it means for our country. And so during this video, I kind of rehashed that speech, and I think it needs to be brought back up. I think people kind of forget what it means, or what it should mean to us. So today I want to bring you my previous video, basically, that I did on this speech, and hopefully you guys will enjoy. So here it is. Without further ado, let me what do I need? I need to get rid of me. That's what I need to do. Let's do that. Make me current go away. Oh goodness. If only I was better at OBS, y'all. This would be awesome. You know what I really need is 2 screens. Now that would be amazing. Okay, here we go.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. It's Richie from Boston. And the clock is ticking. All right, listen. Intruders are arguing with each other over who's right. While everybody's arguing with each other. Predictive programming, false flag, the sun simulator, underground bunkers, New World Order companies, Freemasonic shit, from black magic, opening the pit, piercing the veil, martial law, complete satanic rituals. Everything is not what it seemed. You see what's happening? A little puppet on a string. Well, this is going to be you. It's going to be everybody. Hey, they're not hiding it anymore. Intruders are arguing with each other over who's right, so no one's paying attention anymore. They're messing with us. And guess what? It's working. Stop. This is the psyop, and you guys are caught up in it. You know what I'm saying? Stop. And you guys are caught up in it. You know what I'm saying? And that the New World Order, the thing that we've been waiting for, is already here. They just quietly put it up all around us. Welcome to the New World Order.
There's a reason they're pushing this agenda. It's a diabolical plot.
You see what's happening? Still, people are still arguing with each other over who's right. While everybody's arguing with each other.
In that the New World Order, the thing that we've been waiting for, is already here. They just quietly put it up all around us.
Like, they're not hiding it anymore. They're messing with us. They're not hiding it anymore. You see what's happening? Intruder. And the clock is ticking.
And real quick, I just have to say, Richie from Boston is not lying. They're seriously messing with us. It is an evil, diabolical plot every last bit of it. If you don't watch Richie from Boston just because he's a flat earther or whatever, I'm not a flat earther, and I watch Richie from Boston because he puts out some great information. He and I don't agree eye to eye on 100% of things, but I still follow the man because he does put out great information on a lot of things. I follow both his Richie from Boston, well, actually all three, his Richie from Boston 2, and his Jailbreak Overlander channels, because honestly, he does put out great information on all of them, and especially the information about CERN and like the quantum computer, like the D-Wave computers, and about them going into the other dimensions and bringing back evil things. That is a very true statement, and people need to look more into that because it is happening right now, and not a lot of people know about that, so they should definitely do some digging. And if you don't know, now you know. So there's that. But back to the Patrick Henry speech, which is the purpose of this video. Oh, that was not the button I meant to hit. Hold on. Oh no, what is happening? Shush.
Alright, guys. So, yeah, that, little piece by Richie from Boston there, I thought it was really good. The rest of the video, he's basically just showing, like, the moon and stuff, and he's got some songs playing that, really go over, like, the truther community, and behind, like, the truther community and what all it means to him. It's really good. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. This speech is a speech that has always had great meaning to me. If you saw the title to this stream that I'm doing now, This Is Still America, right? And, you know, it's everything that's coming down the pipeline lately, a lot of it is very concerning. You know, we've got just so much coming at us nowadays. You know, it's all doom and gloom and everything, and it just seems like, you know, everybody's fighting. We've got this channel going after that channel, and I'm very, very big on united, not divided. Everybody needs to come together. All the infighting needs to stop. We, as Americans, have to be united. You know, all this little petty crap is so not important right now. You know, the big issues are so much more than all this little petty crap. So I wanted to bring this speech to y'all today because when we were a brand new nation, we had these men, the founders of our country, facing treason, facing death, facing all these huge things, and they still stood. They still came together, facing all these adversities, and, you know, all the little petty stuff we've got against us, and we can't. So I want to bring this to you guys today, and hopefully it'll inspire even just one to come together, and maybe it'll spread. So today I'll be reading the Give Me Liberty or Give Me Death speech by Patrick Henry, who lived from 1736 to 1799. This speech was given in 1775. He was born in, like I said, 1736. He died in 1799. He was admitted to the bar in 1760. He entered into the Virginia House of Burgesses in 1765. He acted with Thomas Jefferson in promoting the intercourse between the colonies in 1773. He was a member of the First Continental Congress in 1774. He was elected governor of Virginia in 1776 and 1784. He was a member of the convention which ratified the Constitution in 1788, acting with the Anti-Federalists. Here we go. No man thinks more highly than I do of the patriotism as well as abilities of the very worthy gentlemen who have just addressed the House. Now, he was one of the last to speak at the meeting. I think there was one more after him. But different men often see the same subject in different lights, and therefore I hope it will not be thought disrespectful to those gentlemen if, entertaining as I do opinions of a character very opposite to theirs, I shall speak forth my sentiments freely and without reserve. This is no time for ceremony. The question before the House is one of awful moment to this country. For my own part, I consider it as nothing less than a question of freedom or slavery. In proportion to the magnitude of the subject ought to be the freedom of the debate. It is only in this way that we can hope to arrive at truth and fulfill the great responsibility which we hold to God and our country. Should I keep back my opinions at such time through the fear of giving offense, I should consider myself as guilty of treason toward my country and in an act of disloyalty towards the majesty of heaven, which I revere above all earthly kings. Mr. President, it is natural to man to indulge in the illusions of hope. We are apt to shut our eyes against the painful truth and listen to the song of that siren till she transform us into beasts. Is this the part of wise men, engaged in a great and arduous struggle for liberty? Are we disposed to be of the number of those who, having eyes, see not, and having ears, hear not, the things which so nearly concern their temporal salvation? For my part, whatever anguish of spirit it may cost, I am willing to know the whole truth, to know the worst, and to provide for it. I have but one lamp by which my feet are guided, and that is the lamp of experience. I know of no way of judging of the future but by the past. And judging by the past, I wish to know what there has been in the conduct of the British ministry for the last 10 years to justify those hopes with which gentlemen have been pleased to solace themselves, and to justify those hopes with which gentlemen have been pleased to solace themselves and the House. It is that insidious smile with which our petition has been lately received. Trust it not, sir. It will prove a snare to your feet. Suffer not yourselves to be betrayed with a kiss. Ask yourselves how this gracious reception of our petition comports with those warlike preparations which cover our waters and darken our land. Are fleets and armies necessary to a work of love and reconciliation? Have we shown ourselves so unwilling to be reconciled that force must be called in to win back our love? Let us not deceive ourselves, sir. These are the implements of war and subjugation, the last arguments to which kings resort. I ask, gentlemen, sir, what means this martial array, if its purpose to not force us to submission? Can gentlemen assign any other possible motive for it? Has Great Britain an enemy in this quarter of the world to call for all this accumulation of navies and armies? No, sir, she has none. They are meant for us. They can be meant for no other. They are sent over to bind and rivet upon us those chains which the British ministry have been so long forging. And what have we to oppose to them? Shall we try argument? Sir, we have been trying that for the last 10 years. Have we anything new to offer upon the subject? Nothing. We have held the subject up in every light of which it is capable, but it has all been in vain. Shall we resort to entreaty and humble supplication? What treaties shall we find which have not been already exhausted? Let us not, I beseech you, sir, deceive ourselves longer. Sir, we have done everything that could be done to avert the storm which is now coming on. We have petitioned, we have remonstrated, we have supplicated, we have prostrated ourselves before the throne and implored his interposition to arrest the tyrannical hands of the ministry and parliament. Our petitions have been slighted. Our remonstrances have produced additional violence and insult. Our supplications have been disregarded, and we have been spurned with contempt from the foot of the throne. In vain. After these things, we may indulge the fond hope of peace and reconciliation. There is no longer any room for hope. If we wish to be free, if we mean to preserve inviolate these inestimable privileges for which we have been so long contending, if we mean not basely to abandon the noble struggle in which we have been so long engaged, and which we have pledged ourselves never to abandon until the glorious object of our contest shall be obtained, we must fight. I repeat, sir, we must fight. An appeal to arms and to the God of hosts is all that is left us. They tell us, sir, that we are weak, unable to cope with so formidable an adversary. But when shall we be stronger? Will it be next week or next year? When are we totally disarmed, and when a British guard shall be stationed in every house? Shall we gather strength by irresolution and inaction? Shall we acquire the means of effectual resistance by lying supinely on our backs and hugging the delusion phantom of hope until our enemies shall have bound us by hand and foot? Sir, we are not weak if we make proper use of those means by which the God of nature has placed in our power. 3 million people armed in the holy cause of liberty, and in such a country as that which we possess, are invincible by any force which our enemy can send against us. Besides air, we shall not fight our battles alone. There is a just God who presides over the destinies of nations, and who will rise up our friends to fight our battles for us. The battle, sir, is not to the strong alone. It is to the vigilant, the active, the brave. Besides, sir, we have no election. If we were base enough to desire it, it is now too late to retire from the contest. There is no retreat but in submission and slavery. Our chains are forged. Their clanking may be heard on the plains of Boston. The war is inevitable, and let it come. I repeat, sir, let it come. It is in vain, sir, to extenuate the matter. Gentlemen may cry, peace, peace, but there is no peace. The war has actually begun. The next gale that sweeps from the north will bring to our ears the clash of resounding arms. Our brethren are already in the field. Why stand we here idle? What is it that gentlemen wish? What would they have? Is life so dear, or peace so sweet, as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery? Forbid it, Almighty God. I know not what course others may take, but as for me, give me liberty, or give me death. That was delivered on March 23rd, 1775, before the Second Revolutionary Convention of Virginia in the old church in Richmond. Patrick Henry's favorite treason speech made in the House of Burgesses in May 1765, when he had introduced his resolutions against the Stamp Act. Only a fragment has come down to us. We are told that in the midst of the debate he exclaimed in a voice of thunder and with a look of a god, Caesar had his Brutus, Charles I his Cromwell, and George III. At this point, the Speaker of the House cried, "Treason!" and the word treason echoed back from many parts of the House. Henry faltered not for an instant, but rising to a loftier attitude and fixing on the speaker an eye with the most determined fire, finished his sentence with the firmest emphasis on the words, "May profit by their example. If this be treason, make the most of it." So, guys, you know, we're at a turning point. It's one of those things, guys. We have to determine, are we willing hold on. Sorry, let me find me. I hate that this thing's so close. Here, let me just talk to you guys. There we go. Hey. Alright. I guess that'll work. Where am I? Sorry. Okay. So, yeah. Whoever's still here, if anybody, just know we're at a big turning point in this country. It's time. It's time to come together. It's time to support each other. It's time to work as a team. It's time to, you know, we've got people doing exactly what people were doing then. We've got people remonstrating. I don't know if any of you even know what that is. Look up John Gentry here in Tennessee. He's got remonstrances going through the House here in Tennessee. They're pushing back. They're not letting him have them. We've got, you know, there's in Florida, there's a guy that's pushing remonstrances. You know, they're even today. So I mean, it's the same kind of situation that they had even back then. I had thought about trying to rewrite this speech and make a more modern version of it, but there's not really a reason when it still applies today, you know. I homeschool my kids, and you know, we got done for the day, and that's why I was able to jump on real quick before I gotta start dinner. Sometimes it's 4 or 5 o'clock before we get done for the day, and I'm not able to stream, so that's why I haven't been on a lot. But they've inspired me, actually. I'm gonna create a American history course. My oldest will be in high school next year, and I've been using schoolhouseteachers.com, but I'm gonna I really like their history courses, but I'm gonna create my own American history course that actually has like a more in-depth look at the true American history, like looking into like Patrick Henry, for instance. Lately, I've learned, you know, he was actually one of the first that really stood up, like with the Stamp Act. You know, like, I don't know, just some little things. Demosthenes and Cercio, they really looked into a lot of like the Greek and Roman speakers, and King George III, you know, he became the new king in 1760, and he played a big part, like, in the fact that we became a country, you know, because that's when a lot of the atrocities started taking place, was when he became king of Great Britain and Ireland, and when his grandfather, King George II, died. And that's really when a lot of the atrocities here started taking place, of the taxes, the Stamp Act, all the things that the colonists really had issues with, the unconstitutional things. And Patrick Henry had actually written in his diary after the Stamp Act that he had seen how tyrannical it was, and that he had hoped that he wouldn't be tried for treason for going against it and stuff. And it just, the fact that some people say that this wasn't a Christian nation, and how these guys felt, and their use of the God of heaven and the creator of the world and all this in all their writings and stuff, is undeniable. So I believe I'm gonna, my next few streams, I'm gonna start bringing the book, the pamphlet, Common Sense, to you guys. I'll probably split it up into a couple different ones. So, yeah, that'll be what we're looking forward to next. So I appreciate you guys for stopping by.
And again, thanks for stopping by. Like you heard me say there. Thanks for stopping by. And like I also said there, I've actually been. I used to own Common Sense, Glenn Beck's version, but he had said in his book that he wanted people to pass it on, and so I did what he requested and passed my copy on. So I do not own it any longer. I've been looking for it online and haven't found it yet, but I'm gonna, as soon as I get another copy of it, I thought it would be more readily available online when I made that statement in that video. But as soon as I find the Common Sense pamphlet, I'm gonna be making those videos. So that's why that hasn't happened yet. But yes, thanks everybody that came in, Hillbilly John Boy and Blackweed 420. I just saw that he went live just a second ago. He's going for a verified partner, so definitely go check out his streams. He is a DJ in Canada, and he plays all his DJ streams, like where he is a DJ on the radio. He plays those live on DLive. So he plays awesome, great music. If you ever want to just chill out and listen to some good tunes, go check out Likeweed TV 420. Great channel, great guy. He's super, super sweet. Love him to death. He's awesome. So go check him out. So again, thanks a lot for stopping by. This is Lady Liberty. Until next time, I'm out.